It's training camp season, and today we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, and we're getting our first look at Jaydon Blue. We're going to watch him work through some drills, catch some balls, everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice. We're looking at training camp every day. Your favorite players, your favorite teams, your rookies, guys you're getting ready to draft in fantasy football. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out on what your favorite players are doing behind the scenes at practice. Today we're looking at Jaydon Blue. About a minute and a half of clips here, a little bit more than that. We're going to talk ball. We're going to loop this, everything else. But here he is. Here he is. And I've been collecting clips just so I can get a full montage. And today's the day. Today's the day. There he is. Running hard. Here we go. Can't find him. There he is, though. I see him. He's explosive. He's explosive. He's keeping his feet good. There's Milton, tossing it to him. Just getting upfield quick. That speed is going to be a good curveball for this backfield, considering you got Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders isn't slow, but you got Javonte Williams. But that's 4.3 speed you're looking at. You got a guy here that ran in 10s in high school. There he is. There he is. He's looking solid. This clip I ran earlier in one of the other Cowboys videos, and I went on a rant because that was the only thing they had out on Jaydon Blue. That was at that moment. That was the first practice. And that wasn't even from a beat writer. I just realized looking it over again, it was from a fan. But he's looking explosive. Look at that cut. Look at that cut. Looking solid. Looking solid there. Yeah, he's going to be a good change of pace. He has potential. A lot of potential. We definitely know about that. We've been talking about him nonstop. But keeping his feet well. Look at that. I get it. We're not fully in pads yet. There he is. That explosiveness. Look at that cut. That cut was good. That cut was solid. Jaydon Blue. This is a running back everybody's been watching in this backfield. We got Javonte Williams, who was not efficient last year, but he's had some moments here in training camp. It's just been a few days. And then Miles Sanders has always been a training camp dandy with other teams. He's had his moments also in practice. We're seeing how things shape up. We're not forgetting about Phil Maffa either. But Jaydon Blue, the difference between him and other running backs is he's shot out of a cannon. And you're looking at a rookie running back that went to the 5th round. At one time, he was the top prospect in all high school in his class. Dropped in the rankings a tiny bit during that time period. But he was fast in, running in the 10s and the 100. Explosive. We go to Texas. There's just a bunch of stud running backs there. Eventually got his opportunity last year. Catch the ball in the backfield, very good. Racked up some receiving numbers. Not the most lucrative running back prospect. I guess you can't compare him to like an Ashton Genty. But for where you got him in the draft, with how explosive he is, and how he has some prominence in the receiving game, that could help you out. And the team's looking to get more out of him than what they saw at Texas. They're seeing the upside here. It's dripping. It's oozing. They're seeing that. But he could have performed more to the upside of his high school pedigree. That's one thing you can say. Like, I was talking about him when he was back in high school. We did some videos on him covering him as a high school recruit because we cover high school recruits in the off season. And the thing about that is he had a lot of potential coming to Texas. He had a lot of upside. He could have took over college football. He did not have that happen. There were rumors out, and it came out from Yahoo Sports from another source that he's been lazy. But Brian Broaddus on Twitter brought that up and saying that could have been from a Texas source, not exactly a Cowboy source, saying that, hey, I've been around the block and I've been closer, and I've been around the Cowboys coaching staff. I've been around the facilities closer, and I haven't heard a thing about that. That's what that has been mentioned. Like, that has not been mentioned about him being lazy around Brian Broaddus. And another beat writer, which I'm not too informed of who he is, chimed in as well. It did not go against him, but said, hey, the Cowboys are looking to get more than what he's been showing at Texas. because of that upside they see with the speed and receiving ability. That being said, Yahoo Sports did not look into the quote too much, and they just ran with it. That's something to pay attention to, is Yahoo Fantasy Sports. That's where it was, but it leaked out on Twitter. But all in all, from what I've seen, him in the workout clips, he's looking solid, jacked up, ripped up. The speed was looking good. When we were looking at workout clips together here on the channel, when we were looking at minicamp OTAs, everything sounded good, but the Cowboys were pretty tight-lipped when it came to sharing things with the beat writers and getting news out about practice from OTAs and minicamp and rookie camp. So you weren't really getting much. So that was another red flag with that news report on Jaydon Blue. He cuts nice, though. You see that there. That was another red flag with that from Yahoo Fantasy Sports. They're whipping hard. They got it from a source. They ran with it because it's a good click. I get it. Jaydon Blue does draw some clicks because you're looking at this backfield here. Who's going to be the guy and who's going to be the guy at the end of the season? I get it. He's the hot rookie everybody's searching for. You also got Phil Maffa. But you're looking at this, and this is a running back that gives this team a big-time potential and a big-time boost out of the backfield with that speed. You can definitely see that happening. You saw him at Texas racking up receptions last year. He's going to be a good asset in the receiving game, just allowing him to ramp up. And we're just now getting started in training camp. Training camp's going to ramp up some more, too. It's going to get more intense, more fierce as players start to realize, hey, in a couple weeks I may not have a job. Guys fighting to climb up the depth charts. You're looking at some of the other running backs. Javonte Williams had some nice runs over these last couple of days. I'll say that. Miles Sanders also did. Miles Sanders is always great in training camp. He was like that with the Panthers, and then it came in season, and the touches weren't there. Canales was talking about giving him a lot of touches going into last year. It never materialized. It was the Chuba Hubbard show. That's something to take note. And we've seen that before out of him. But the thing is, Jaydon Blue's shot out of a rocket. And one thing I imagined up, which with two rookies drafted late, it's hard for it to materialize. The odds are stacked against them. But him and Phil Maffa would be a nasty 1-2 punch if they hit to their upside. Like, Phil Maffa can lay the brick, but he moves well. And at one time, he was a top-end prospect coming out of high school. And now you look at Jaydon Blue here. Could be the good curveball to that, or the fastball to the changeup, and could give you something different. And maybe they get that to materialize somewhere down the line. Maybe they can get the 1-2 punch out of those late round running backs. Maybe that could happen if something happens to Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders. Maybe we could be in the cards for that. That is something to pay attention to. I'm paying attention to this backfield. Everybody's paying attention to this backfield. Now, looking at this for fantasy football, Jaydon Blue is a late round dart throw in drafts. The thing is, you got to understand the asset. He's a lottery ticket player. He's being drafted as a lottery ticket player. And what are lottery tickets? They either go boom for you, and lottery tickets, if they hit, you're in the millions. But the odds are they don't hit for you. The thing is, for that in fantasy, if something happens, he becomes the guy, everybody's going to run to him. Something happens to one of those two veteran running backs, everybody's going to run to Blue. He's got speed. He's going to be using the passing game when he does get his opportunity. That lends prowess to PPR. And if it's not materializing, if he's not getting any snaps, you're at a spot here where you can turn and burn and go to the waiver wire if you want. And you're looking at him, depending on how deep your draft is, one of your last picks. That's the thing is, maybe 3 to 4 rounds before your last pick. Depending on how deep you're going, underdog goes around 18 rounds. If he's going like 14, 15, and a lot of drafts end around the 15th spot. Lately, a lot of them go deeper too. It really depends on your format. Really depends on who you're drafting with. And I'm talking broadly because that's how I usually do it. And a lot of people come to the channel. But I look at that as upside lottery ticket category. I don't want roster cloggers in the double digits. I want to take guys that have upside, and he definitely has it. And there's not many guys that's starting to thin out, the upside is, but there's also guys with the upside that aren't getting drafted in fantasy 18-round underdog drafts that have some upside that are very similar in the Blue range. But if this is your preference, and the backfield's very ambiguous right now. It's not like we got steady hosses in front of him where he could carve things out. What are we looking for Blue or out of Blue as we move forward into training camp? We're going to see how he materializes here. See if he can work up out of the 2s and 3s and into the 1s when it comes to touches. Soon pads will be on. Soon we'll be in joint practices. Things will heat up. We'll see if the speed starts hitting. See if we can get some coach speak out of him. See if the coaches are starting to talk him up. But all in all, from what I'm gathering, it doesn't sound bad. Everything's looking good. And he was very electric today in practice. Let me know what you think, though, in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.